I honestly thought that Machu was in the wrong. The previous episodes, Shuji's being really petty. That Nyaan, the girl with the darker hair, the taller one. I thought she was just being, petty towards her. That she was able to use her Gquuuuux Gundam. You know, but of course, Machu actually has the so-called Kida or that rainbow connection between Gundam and the person. So that's probably why, she was actually frustrated with the fact that Nyaan now can also feel the Kida. And I'm thinking that Machu, the red-haired chibi girl, and I'm thinking that the Kida not only helps her run the Gundams, she can also detect feelings of betrayal. And so here we can see Nyaan, she's trying to take Shuji off for herself. You can see just like, bro, if you guys watched episode 7 of Gundam Gquuuuux, she's right here hugging Shuji, saying that let's just run away together and get out of here, just me and you, forget the Gundams, forget everything else. And she even goes so far to say forget Machu. She says, bro, this is like the ultimate betrayal right here, right in this scene. But it's just so funny to see it all collapse because the Gundam pulls Shuji away from Nyaan. But yeah, guys, I was honestly in huge defense of Nyaan and how she handled the Gquuuuux. I mean, she really had no choice. And, Machu was just being petty at that moment. But I think it goes a little bit deeper than that. Like I said, she had the Kida, or, this feeling, seeing the rainbows, just being one with the universe, being one with the Gundams. So she had this moment. And so that, like I said, gives her the ability to read emotions, gives her ability to read the room, and has given her the ability to just see that this was going to happen. Even though she was beating herself up and knowing, and she knew that she was being petty. She was being petty too. She was like, yeah, I know. She was doing it for all the right reasons. But I think the pettiness was actually, now in retrospect, 2020 hindsight, it was actually rightfully so. I think she had every right to be pettiful and everything, because at the end of the day, Nyan's nothing but a two-faced, backstabbing piece of I don't know, garbage. I don't know, man. She pretty much betrayed Machu. Like, think about that. She was ready to leave Machu behind and just take Shuji. And then just look at the context too. These guys are wanted. They're wanted for their Gundams. They're wanted criminals for being in an underground clan battle. And she was willing to just betray Machu and get out of there and escape with Shuji alone, and just leave Machu alone to her devices. And if one thing led to another, worst case scenario for Nyaan, R.I.P. Nyaan, but Shuji was not able to reciprocate his emotions, and of course he disappears with the red Gundam. I think this is just all karma coming back to bite Nyaan in the ass. And bro, Nyaan was I thought she was gonna be best girl. When she was able to, actually use the Gundam Gquuuuux, I was like, holy, this is new main girl, new best girl. But no, once she did this backstabbing bullshit, I was like, hell no. I was like, god damn, how you gonna do your girl Machu like that? I mean, and then for a guy, like, bro, I thought they really had, this friendship in the bag. I thought they were gonna be like this. You know what I'm saying? They both come from, this rough, city right here, and just floating in the middle of nowhere in the sky in the universe. But Nyaan had the audacity to throw away her friendship between her and Machu for Shuji. Maybe she is just, she is still young. So I can kind of, be like, yeah, that's kind of fucked up. That's why this relationship right here, it was doing so great. It was doing so good, but now it's just toxic as fuck. And it's just crazy too that they were both eventually captured by two different political parties or governments, or I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't even know what's going on between the governments that are trying to go to war. They're trying to assassinate one another, offer political power, for political sway, to have a little bit of a step forward, and you know, before everybody else for this war that's going on. I really don't know, guys. Like this you know, Gundam is just such a heavy series where there's just so much going on. And like I said in my previous videos, I've only seen Gundam 0, and guys, I never saw Gundam 0 season 2 either, so it's like, brah, I can't tell 1 and 2 apart. But yeah, of course, there's like some crazy, yeah, with another config of a Gundamish. You can see here, Machu gets captured, loses all her cash, goes with the, they get captured, and then then the other scene you saw, Nyaan got captured as well by another Federation fleet. And so now they're both going to separate ways. And what is sad is that, you know, Machu doesn't know that she was actually betrayed like this. You know, that's the scary part, is that Machu doesn't know that she can't trust Nyaan. She can't. It's crazy to think like that. But I'm pretty sure she still feels guilty for being pitiful towards Nyaan. But now Nyaan's going to be feeling pitiful towards Machu because of that betrayal. She knows what she did. She knows those are her words, not mine. She was like, "You, Shuji, let's just run away. Forget Machu, bro." Such a toxic relationship right there, man. That just backstabbing, you know, in somebody's blind side. So you can see here, Nyaan was captured by this Federation right here. And then Machu in the other Federation. And then, so it's scary. You know, this is all set up. So maybe sometime in the future, they will meet again, guys. I'm thinking they will meet again. You know, Machu and a Gquuuuux Gundam, and then Nyaan and a different type of Gundam provided by the other Federation. And they're going to meet eye to eye yet again, because this Federation here is trying to assassinate the other Federation's general or leader. What say you? Now, there's just so much going on. But yeah, guys, this relationship is just so sad to see. I hate to see it. I really do hate to see it. You know, these two gals, you know, you can tell that they're both struggling within their own lives. They have their own respective struggles, and they're both breaking, you know, they're both lawbreakers. You know what I'm saying? You know, and so, you know, I thought these two girls would be like, you know, ride and die, but no. You know, Nyaan just threw everything out the window. And now they're gonna possibly, you know, this is episode 7, in the future, fight each other. But that is all, guys. Yeah, it's just sad to see. Damn, I really, if I were to root for Machu or Nyaan, I'd have to go with Machu 100%. She didn't betray nobody. She actually took all the money so she can escape with everybody else to go to Earth. But that is all, guys. Peace. Holy.